Hello happy souls, welcome back to my channel. This is Charlotte with Happy Twins 1111. Beautiful friends, I have a reading for you today. Your favourite one, because it's been a week since I did it, even though there's others I could do. I felt really guided to do this one today. And of course we're asking, how is your person feeling and thinking about you and this connection? I've got 3 piles for you. The first one is the Vision Quest Tarot with Ametrine. The second one is the Tarot of a Moongarden with Green Opal. And the third one is the Neo Tarot with Hexagon Clear Quartz. So take your time choosing a pile, just see which one you're most drawn to. There's no right or wrong way to choose. You can look at the timestamps to see how the numbers feel for you. They're in the description box below and in the comments. So let's do this. Pile 1. So pile 1, don't forget to make a comment down below as to which pile you chose, because these are all timeless readings. You definitely found it at the right time for you, whether you're watching on the day I've uploaded it or months later. They're all timeless. So once you've made a note of which one you've watched, you can check out the other readings in the playlist and do the same there. There may be other piles that weren't right for you today or before, but might be right for you now. Okay, we've got, I don't read with the reversals in this deck, by the way, the King of Cups. The Queen of Cups, wow. The Ace of Pentacles. The Nine of Swords. The Hierophant. The Six of Pentacles. The Nine of Wands. The Nine of Pentacles. Wow, lots of nines. The Five of Swords. And the Magician. He's called the Medicine Man in this deck. Okay. I'm going to use some of these cards now. I made these myself. I just bought some blank cards off Amazon and I've kind of written messages on them. So we'll give these a shuffle and choose some of these as well. I don't know how to love you the way you deserve to be loved. People like me don't get happy ever afters. I want you to. I'm thinking about how to make a move. You are so much better than me, you will end up leaving. You are always on my mind, every second, every minute of every day. If you knew the real me, you might not feel the same. I'm going to get some Soulmate cards as well. How's this person feeling about you? Life is forever changing in accordance with nature's divine will. Love and respect your loved one's opinions, but remain grounded in your own truth. You are entering a period of positive change, deep and profound transformations that occur at the deepest level of your being. I'll read them in full as we move through. Okay. The King of Cups was the first card out. It's called Father of Water in this deck, and you have the counterparts here. This person does feel very strongly for you, and I feel that if they're in this King of Cups energy, as far as feelings go, they're really struggling to communicate this. This is Scorpio energy, and it's very secretive. This is an interesting depiction of this card because we see this water flowing down from the mountains, which means there's an immense amount of force and pressure. And remember, water represents emotion, and he really is in that pool. He's deep in his emotions, and the emotions it's a strong current. But there is a reluctance here to communicate this, but it does feel like this person's had a heart awakening and a heart opening. We've got the Six of Pentacles here, which is in this deck is called Breakthrough. And we see someone literally rising towards the sun. Now, the Six of Pentacles is traditionally about reciprocity, equal balance of give and take, generosity, exploitation, all that kind of stuff. The fact it's described here as a breakthrough suggests to me that this person, not only has had this heart awakening and heart opening, some kind of breakthrough, the light has finally penetrated this person's heart, but it also feels to me that this breakthrough encompasses a desire to step forward and to reciprocate in a more balanced way. And it does say here, I want you to, and I'm thinking about how to make a move. So I do feel that this person, really is in the energy of wishing to come forward right now. But these are tentative baby steps. Here's what I'm hearing. This person has very low self-worth. They are very, very afraid. And I feel that even from the beginning of your relationship with this person, however you started out, whether it's friends or otherwise, there was obviously a romantic undercurrent. But this person has always had you on this pedestal. They've always perceived you as being someone that's out of reach, as being someone that is not, I guess, in the same pool. Not someone who's accessible to them. They feel like people like you don't choose people like them. And it does actually say here, people like me don't get happy ever afters. So I feel like they see you as a very balanced and loving person, that's worthy and deserving of a really beautiful relationship. And they haven't been raised in a way that's demonstrated how to do that. And it says here, I don't know how to love you the way you deserve to be loved. And I really feel like, that very thought was triggered from the very, very beginning. That they just didn't ever consider that someone like you would choose someone like them. The fact that both the King and the Queen of Cups are coming up here really is very, very positive. This person is definitely seeing an opportunity here for some kind of union or partnership. And with it being clarified by the Nine of Wands, this is called inner strength in this deck. And you can see there's this surge of power that surrounds the wand, and it's driving this spiritual energy towards the ground, towards this rock bed here. I do feel like, as I said, this person's had a breakthrough. All of a sudden they feel this surge of inner strength, and they're ready to ground this connection and make it real. And again, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. This is a beautiful new beginning. And with the Nine of Pentacles, it's called accumulation in this deck, but this is all about self-fulfillment and balance. Now, you have 3 nines in this deck. So this person, may not have come forward yet. They may not have communicated their feelings to you at all. In fact, I think it's quite clear they struggle with that. But all of these nines reveal is that there's a very independent energy that this person, is very much focused on self-improvement, balancing of the self. They're working really hard to help themselves be the best person they can be. But there is the Nine of Swords here, and it's clarified by the Five of Swords, hurt and fear. This person's very afraid. The Nine of Swords is about sleepless nights and really difficult, stressful energies. And the Five of Swords is traditionally about conflict, but it's called fear in this deck. I'm hearing fear of transformation. 5 is the number of transformation. There are 5 feathers here. Feathers can often symbolize hope. The bird is a messenger of spirit. This person is afraid of change. They're afraid of being hurt. I do feel like, as I said, for them to rise above these self-worth issues and the anxiety that they hold about the potential rejection that's in their mind very likely in this connection. They see that as a really obvious outcome. And this is very overwhelming for them. Yeah, you're so much better than me, and you will end up leaving me. If you knew the real me, you might not feel the same. And so I do feel like this Scorpio energy of having these deep feelings but keeping your arm's length not revealing themselves. You know, Scorpios, as I said, it's very secretive. It's a very mysterious energy. It's very hard to get to know a real Scorpio because they conceal themselves. And I feel like this has been indicative of this person's fear in your connection. You've seen it as them being standoffish, cold and unyielding, whereas in reality what they're actually trying to do is to protect and preserve the truth of who they are in case you have a harsh judgment or reaction towards it. And so this energy of this new beginning of stepping into their own power and being themselves is very, very stressful for them. It triggers all kinds of fears. Now we have another 5 here also. You know, 5 is, well, in this deck, this is the Hierophant. He's called the Shaman. But 5 is, as I said, the number of change, transition, higher learning. And it's clarified here by the Medicine Man, otherwise known as the Magician. So this breakthrough of the heart, and remember 6 is the number of unconditional love, you know, whilst it's creating the energy and the momentum that's required for this person to move towards you, and they are empowered to do that now, I do feel like they're facing their fear. You know, they're going to act anyway. The Medicine Man is certainly, or the Magician, this is the energy of taking action, of having all of the tools they need to move forward. And they're learning. They're learning about themselves. They're learning about what this connection means. And it does say here, you're entering a period of positive change, deep and profound transformations that occur at the deepest level of your being. You emerge with a renewed passion for life, full of romance and creativity. So I do feel like this person, as I said, has broke through. You know, they may have been in this energy of anxiety and fear for a very, very long time, but there's been a shift. And I do feel this is an unexpected, multi-dimensional shift that has allowed this spiritual connection to be grounded. And you can see in this card, it's not yet grounded. Yeah, 9 is not completion, 10 is completion, but you can see how close to the ground this is. You know, this is about endurance now and the desire to run the last leg of the journey. And with the Queen of Cups here as well, you know, this is about offers being made, about being more open-hearted. So even though it's, you know, we're looking at it as counterparts from the perspective of how this person feels, you know, this is a progression of coming out of that secretive energy, that energy of concealment and not trusting their emotions, not feeling bold enough to express their emotions, moving into this Queen of Cups energy, which shows the water flowing much more gently, the moon in the background being connected to the intuition and holding out 2 cups. You know, these are offers of love, offers of emotional depth. So I do feel like you are for sure seeing massive progress with this person. Perhaps not seeing it in literal terms, but it's happening. Like we're seeing it now, is what I mean. You know, there is an undercurrent of dramatic change here, and it does say here that life is forever changing in accordance with nature's divine will. May we lovingly embrace life's changing seasons in the knowledge that all is as it should be and that love is all there is. So it does feel like something has shifted. I'm hearing in the astrology and the planetary changes as well. Just the energy right now is conducive to this person having this breakthrough and opening up. I'm hearing it's nothing you've done and it's nothing they've done. It's an energetic shift that has created this chain reaction. And so you're being asked to trust in nature's divine will. You're being asked to trust in the divine flow of these energies and trust that you are moving in the right direction. This one is interesting because it says, love and respect your loved one's opinions, but remain grounded in your own truth. You are both wise and beautiful souls, and everyone has a piece of the truth. So it does feel like there has been some disagreement, misunderstanding, or mistranslation somewhere along the line. And as I said, the 5 of Swords can mean conflict. So it could well be that you've had an argument, and I'm hearing specifically for some of you that this is concerning values and expectations as far as relationships and love is concerned. Now, you have to be very careful when it comes to expectations and conditions that we hold about love. These are part of your programming and conditioning, and we can feel very indignant when it comes to having these expectations or needs met, because we've been taught more often than not that that is what we should expect in a loving relationship. But more often than not, these expectations and conditions are born of fear. They're born of our insecurity. They're born of, dysfunctional programming. So there is a message here asking you to be aware of the difference between unconditional love and conditional love, and to love this person as they are, to accept them as they are. And of course, there has to be a healthy boundary. If this person is abusive or repeatedly disrespectful or hurtful, then you're right to have a boundary. But more often than not, these conflicts can start over the smallest things. For example, I had someone say to me recently, he can be really attentive when he's messaging me, and then I won't hear from him for a week. And I just think that's really ignorant. And some people feel like, ignoring messages could even be described as emotional abuse. Now, in reality, the reason we feel that way is because our first instinct when someone doesn't reply is that they disapprove, that they don't love us, and therefore they're not willing to give us the attention we feel that we deserve, respectfully. So it's our fear of rejection that is actually being triggered. In real terms, there are 1,000,001 reasons why a person may not communicate with you. They could be tied up with other family pressures. They could be just needing some space and time in thought. They may themselves feel fearful or intense or overwhelmed by the connection. And in truth, we all have our right to silence. No one is obligated or entitled to our communication or time. But I do feel that this disagreement you had was rooted in some kind of expectation or condition that is more rooted in codependence and self-love deficit than it is reality. And you're being asked to rise above this and to recognize that, there is no right or wrong in terms of how we should conduct ourselves, as long as it's with respect and we're not harming one another. Let me get some charms for you as well. I'm not doing an extended reading today, so we'll make this one a bit longer for you. Get some charms about how he's feeling. Okay, so we've got the clock, 2 knives. Hello, I'm yours. No idea. Sad songs. The map. And Italia. Okay, so for me, I don't always read this charm this way, but there's something obviously timely. Sorry, that sounds so blatantly obvious, doesn't it? But I'm really drawn on this particular charm, how the numbers stretch from 1 to 3. They're the ones where the paper is. And remember, 3 is the number of creation and divine empress energy. And I feel with these, papers in that part of the clock, that now is the time to really focus on and embody that energy within yourself. This is your time. And whatever separation has occurred between you, there's a great deal going on behind the scenes, and this person is having a breakthrough. And I do feel with this card that they are on track. Sorry, this charm, you can see this little aeroplane following the route. X marks the spot in the green, which is the color of the heart chakra, that heart awakening. But I do feel like, you've got some time before this person arrives, and that your focus needs to be on your own growth. There is a lot of indecision here with these 2 swords, and I'm feeling like this exists on both sides of the fence. And I'm feeling as well, I was about to say, this person, it's their own low self-esteem or lack of self-worth that triggers them in this way. But actually, I feel you're more in that energy than you realize. You don't feel worthy either. And you also hold the same fears that this person might not feel the same when they get to know you. and that you know, they're going to end up leaving you, because you also have this idea that people like you don't get happy ever afters. I do think this is something you've got in common, but perhaps for you it's more subconscious. Hello, I'm yours. You have to remember that separation is illusion. This person is your twin, and no one can really compete with that. It's an eternal connection. You can't actually lose this person. So this really is a message, you know, asking you to keep the faith and to integrate that truth. I do believe this person loves you very deeply. They're just not adept at expressing themselves, and they've run from you for a long time because they're so afraid of facing potential loss or rejection. We've got sad songs here, and I do feel that, you know, this is something that perhaps it's a way that both of you cope with the emotional undercurrent of your situation. But I do feel like this person in particular has a tendency to wallow in those kind of lower level energies, and perhaps, you know, I guess if you were listening to a lot of sad music, that would kind of keep you stuck. This person just doesn't know how to make this happen. They don't know how to rise above their fear. They don't know how to communicate what they're feeling. Now, the Italia charm might just be very specific to you. Perhaps there's Italian in your bloodline or your persons, or this is somewhere you visited together or talked about visiting together. I don't know what the connection is for you. I don't know why this charm is still in there, because it's actually a really difficult one to read. I'm going to roll with the colours, because we've got green, white and red here. And you know, the white for me is the colour of the crown chakra, and I feel like that it's your connection to spirit that is going to bridge this gap between your grounded perception and your heartfelt reality. So there's definitely a need here to absorb yourself in spiritual practice at the moment, to really embody your divine feminine energy, because this person is figuring out how to come forward. They've got this inner strength, and this connection is ready to ground. So you need to be ready, is what I'm hearing. This person is yours. It's only a matter of time. But that indecision, that emotional divide that exists within both of you is the primary obstacle here that actually keeps you both stuck. It keeps you both from actually coming into union, from making this connection real. Let's get a couple more of these cards for you. Wow, I know we are twin flames. This excites me and terrifies me. I dream about you all the time. I can't wait to make my dreams a reality. I have to do what is right by my family. I hope you can understand. So for sure, this person understands that you have a very spiritual connection, and, you know, no wonder they're afraid. It feels like, you know, this really challenges this person's beliefs about life and their understanding about what spirit is, or what it isn't as well. But I do feel like, you know, as it said, it excites them. I feel like they're particularly drawn by this idea of this, you know, I'm yours, whether I like it or not. You know, we're powerless to fight the energy of this connection. We belong together. I do feel they really love that romantic ideal, and actually it gives them a lot of confidence and hope, because, you know, as I said, they're in this belief that people like them don't get happy ever afters. And to them, this feels like something exciting and beautiful, like what you'd see in the movies, and they really do like it. We've got, I have to do what is right by my family. I hope you can understand. So for sure, this person has responsibilities and obligations connected to the family unit that may be keeping them stuck right now. But as I said, I do feel like they've had a breakthrough, and I do feel like they're about to rise above this. For some of them, this obviously might be a really deep familial issue. You know, they may be married or they may have children. For others, it could just be that they live with parents or siblings, or there's some kind of family tie or obligation through work or business or something else. But I'm hearing that this is also a lesson they have to learn, because I don't feel like they're appreciated or respected, or that their contribution is given any choice. I feel like it, as I said, it's an obligation and a sense of entitlement from the people they're around. So I don't think this is children. For me, this is obligations to a family that are perhaps out of balance. And, you know, this is why this Six of Pentacles with this breakthrough energy, remember I said this is about equal balance of give and take, generosity versus exploitation. I feel like this person's had a great deal of expectations placed at their doorstep, and they feel powerless to deny those expectations. You know, they feel obligated to meet them. But this person is coming forward. I dream about you all the time. I can't wait to make my dreams a reality. So, you know, I do feel like this person, they're aware of the twin flame connection. You know, they're aware of the astral depths of your connection. They're aware of the synchronicities and all of those wonderful magical aspects of what it means to be a twin flame. And this does excite them, but they're also afraid. You know, they're afraid of having their hopes dashed. Do you remember how disappointed you were when someone first told you that Santa wasn't real or fairies weren't real? Which of course isn't true. Fairies are very real, by the way. Clap your hands. But, you know, remember that horrible feeling when someone kind of snuffed out that magic. And this is what they're so afraid of, because, you know, in their dreams, in their fantasies, this is the greatest love story that they've ever heard. And to be involved in it, to be part of it, to be the leading role, you know, is so powerful to them and so beautiful to them. And I just feel like they're really afraid that it's not going to last. And there's also these obstacles with some kind of family obligations or expectations. And it could be that, you know, you're from different cultures even. You know, I know that some families still hold quite backward ideas about having to marry into the same religion, culture, class, all that kind of stuff. So it could be something like that there's, you know, some major differences between you guys that their family wouldn't accept, and that they feel this loyalty to them. But either way, this is an obstacle that they're facing, and this could have been connected to the conflict you've had or the expectations that you've had as well. So I really hope that was helpful for you, part one. It's been an absolute pleasure to read for you. As I said, there's no extended reading today, but check out my other readings. Most of my recent ones do have extended versions. So if they resonate with you, you can go and watch something that's a bit longer. And they're all timeless. So if you've enjoyed this reading, please hit the like button. It really does help my channel to grow, and I appreciate that so much. The more people tune in, the more people are going to receive all these lovely messages of love and light. So I bid you farewell, and thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Okay, part two. Let's go. We have got the Green Opal with Tower of a Moongarden is the deck you chose. They're really beautiful. I do read with reversals in this deck. So let's do this. How's this person thinking and feeling about you, part two? The Two of Swords. The Ten of Cups. The Three of Pentacles in reverse. The Nine of Cups. And the Seven of Wands in reverse. Let's get some clarifiers to those. The Eight of Swords, the Lovers, the King of Pentacles in reverse. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because this person is so emotionally divided. They're like, their feelings are chaos. The Ace of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles in reverse. And I'm going to use some of these cards. They're just blanks that I've written on. I've put messages on them, so see what comes out here. Ooh, I'm ready. I'm trying, but I'm scared. Please be patient with me. I listen to all the songs we have shared to help me make sense of what's happening. The woo-woo stuff really challenges my view of life. I didn't think love was real until I met you. Ooh. I don't understand why you love me so much. It makes me think you must be crazy. I knew if you knew the real me, you might not feel the same. Let's get some of these soulmate cards as well. So yeah, this person is very conflicted. These are very confusing energies here. Their mind and heart is at war. You know, these are very chaotic, very confused, very contradictory energies, in fact. And what I'm seeing above all else is that this person swings from one extreme to another. You know, and this is so clearly demonstrated here. You've got this Two of Swords and the Eight of Swords, and the Two of Swords is about indecision. You can see that this person, you know, they're refusing to acknowledge the water behind them. They've got their back to it. Water representing the emotional depth. And they're wearing a blindfold as well. Traditionally, they also have the Two Swords, but it's represented here by, you know, these kind of, I don't know, it looks like they are swords, but they're also dragonflies. But yeah, this is a card of indecision. And it's clarified by the Eight of the Swords, which is very similar in that this person's refusing to see. And they're imprisoned by these swords that surround them. But in reality, they could move away at any time. They're able to release themselves and get to higher ground. But their confusion, their anxiety, their limiting beliefs about themselves and their circumstances keeps them stuck where they are. So they for sure are very, very confused. Their feelings are confused. One part of them wants this happy ever after. Look at this. We have the Ten of Cups and the Lovers. This person loves you very much. They want that happy union. They want you guys to come together in perfect, harmonious, romantic love. But this other part of them is convinced, the anxious, stressed part of them is convinced this can't work. And with the King of Pentacles in reverse, you know, they are convinced that they cannot live up to these expectations of being this, well, I guess happy ever after material, husband material. The King of Pentacles for me is the embodiment of that kind of provider, protector, abundant, loving father, husband energy. And again, it's clarified by the Three of Pentacles in reverse. The Three of Pentacles is about building something together, collaborating, working together. And I really feel like this person, as I said, experiences this contrast. They want this with you, but they also don't believe that they're capable of holding on to something that looks this perfect and this beautiful. And so the alternative look is this Nine of Pentacles and this solitude. The Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups being a regression of the Ten of Cups, you know, is that independent self-fulfillment. You know, being happy alone without the family, without the counterpart, without all the bells and whistles, and having this kind of new beginning on their own. It's about trying to find that emotional fulfillment independent of another. But I do feel this person is beginning to let their guard down. Their fear of rejection is beginning to dissipate. And it does say here, I'm ready and I am trying, but I'm so scared. Please be patient with me. So, and I feel like you must experience this very hot and cold energy. I'm hearing that there's times where this person opens up, their heart opens, and the energy between you can be so perfect. And you know, when this person kind of clamps shut again, it's almost impossible to believe it's the same person. And you assume that they were either leading you on, you know, they were faking it, they were trying to manipulate you by, you know, creating this energy of intimacy and then snatching it away. You see it that it's perhaps a game, and that this person's being disrespectful. But I really do feel that they are genuinely, intensely terrified of the depth of this connection. They're intensely afraid of not being able to rise up and fulfill this dream of you two being together. You know, they don't see themselves as capable or able when it comes to relationships and creating this kind of long-term joy and happiness. So it's quite likely, you know, this person was born of a very dysfunctional familial environment. You know, their caregivers perhaps didn't demonstrate real love. For them, it's the stuff of movies. And I feel like they have some broken relationships behind them as well that have also made them cynical of heart and mind. The woo-woo stuff really challenges my view of life. So I really feel that, I really feel you've been very honest. And this one here as well, I'm so grateful for you, my love. You give so freely without condition. Life is an endless flow of blessings because of your great love. And I feel like they do believe you, but to accept, to integrate, and to embody the truth of what you've described challenges their entire view of what they've always known and understood. And I'm hearing that, you know, again, they're asking you to be patient with them. I'm hearing they do need time to integrate this and to come to terms with it. This person doesn't see themselves as being special or divine, is part of the problem here. You know, they really don't see that. I do feel like there is a separation here. I feel like this person comes in like a whirlwind, really strong, really hot, really passionate, really loving. And then they go again and they're cold, they're ignorant, they're not replying to your messages. It's just kind of, you know, they open up, they feel all of that big feel, and then they just get so scared and they run again. But look at this. I listened to all the songs we have shared to help me make sense of what's happening. So, you know, this person has never stopped thinking about you. Even when they're absent from your life, you are really on their mind. And it does say here, I didn't think love was real until I met you. And they feel that love. They recognize you as being a divine being capable of this beautiful, unconditional love. And in many ways, that terrifies them and intimidates them more because they don't know how they can ever match that. And it does say, I don't understand why you love me so much. It makes me think you must be crazy. And this goes hand in hand with the woo-woo stuff. In reality, the energy of this connection feels absolutely incredible to them. But sometimes it's easier for them to believe it's all crazy than it is to believe that they are worthy of a love this beautiful. And look at this. If you knew the real me, you might not feel the same. But their barriers are coming down. This person really wants to let you in. They want to overcome that fear. But for sure, I mean, with the Two of Swords and the Eight of Swords as well, this person could be really suffering at a very emotional and mental level. You know, they may have depression, serious anxiety. And with this 9 here as well, it does feel like there's an energy of needing to bring themselves back into balance, of needing to find some inner peace before they can have that new beginning with you. It does feel like this person, this is the energy of wanting to better themselves, to balance themselves before, you know, they can really accept and believe. And it says this, I am ready, I'm trying, but I'm so scared. And I don't think they know how to overcome this fear. But look at this, you are a jewel. And even though you may not see it, what you consider imperfect is an illusion. Even in darkness, you shine eternally bright. And what's really beautiful about this is I know this is how you feel about them. And you've explained this to them. And I feel you find it easier to accept your brightness and your beautiful light than this person does theirs. You know, you recognize them as being this jewel. And just so precious and priceless and valuable in every sense of the word. But they're finding it really hard to accept this about themselves. Life is forever changing. In accordance with nature's divine will, we may lovingly embrace life-changing seasons in the knowledge that all is as it should be and that love is all there is. So you're really being asked to just trust in this flow of divine energy, to trust that things are always moving forward for you too, even though it doesn't seem like it. I do think this person has more to overcome before there's going to be a stable union. But I think it's clear that this is what this person wants. So I'm going to get some charms and some more cards to you as well, because I'm not doing an extended reading today. All right, let's see what we've got. I'm going to pick a couple more. Oh, there's quite a few here. We've got why. You are safe with me. We've got the rainbow, the Game Boy. Hello, I'm yours. Paper aeroplane. The diamond. Don't give up. The white rabbit. And no idea. You are safe with me. I do believe this person feels safer with you than they have done in the past. They're learning to trust you. As I said, with this 7 of Wands in reverse, this person's learning to let their guard down. They're learning to let you in. Every time I feel their heart opens a little bit more. And the more it opens, the harder it is for them to completely close it down. So this person does feel safe with you. It's not you that doesn't feel safe. It's their fears. It's their insecurities. It's the ruminating that, keeps them stuck in this cycle of fear. And again, with this Game Boy, I do feel like you don't always trust or feel safe with this person. You just want to know, why are you playing games with me? Why are you in? Why are you out? Why does it work like this? But the rainbow is beautiful. I do feel that the rainbow is a symbol of hope, optimism, wish fulfillment. It's also balance and harmony. Of course, it represents all the chakra colours, and twin flames are connected at the chakras. You might not be twin flames, but I feel like that's certainly what's going on here. I try and do standard love readings, but they all end up being spiritually focused. That's obviously just what I'm meant to read for. But, deep down, you belong to one another. And deep down, this person knows they belong to you. They just have to have the courage now to actually accept that and to take action to support that knowing, to actually move this forward. And at this stage, they don't know how to do that. It says here, I've got no idea. The paper aeroplane, this is a message of love that's coming your way. I feel like paper aeroplanes there's something really innocent, isn't there, and pure about sending a message that way. It kind of, I'm hearing you really make them feel like they're a kid again. The layers of romance and fantasy and obsession that arise from you two being together makes them feel like they're experiencing love for the first time. And I do feel this person is ready to communicate with you and be a little bit more honest with you and allow this door to open a bit more. They are asking you not to give up, to trust, that the clouds will part, that wishes will come true. You've got the birds represented in this one here, down here, and birds are messengers of spirit. So I do feel like there's a powerful message here to not give up now, because things really are moving in the right direction. And you may be very triggered by this idea that you're running out of time. For some of you, perhaps you want children, or, I don't know, there's something that's making you feel rushed, like it needs to happen now. And, you're being asked to trust in divine timing. Life is always changing. Everything's transient. Even when you can't see that anything's changing, things are happening. It's forever changing in accordance with nature's divine will. May we lovingly embrace these changing seasons and the knowledge that all is as it should be, and that love is all there is. So, you can trust in the forward momentum of this journey. Don't give up. This person really does see how brightly you shine. And it does say here, you are a jewel. You really are to them. You're an absolute diamond. And you can trust that when they're in that energy of loving you, when they do open up, you can trust their energy. Just because they shut down again and pull back doesn't mean they didn't mean what they said, expressed, or communicated through any means when their heart was open. That's way more real than the fear and the confusion and the emotional division that they're otherwise presenting you with. So let's get some more of these cards as well. I'm grateful for your honesty, but it isn't as easy for me to say how I feel. You are always on my mind, every second, every minute, and every day. I have so much to say, but when the chance arises, I am lost for words. So yeah, this person just struggles to speak their truth, but they love that you can love them so unconditionally. They love, I'm so grateful to you, my love. You give so freely without condition. And I think they love that. Don't ever feel like it puts them off when you're being loving and romantic and expressive. Just because they don't respond or reciprocate in the way you want doesn't mean they don't enjoy or appreciate that. If anything, it brings you closer to them and it helps them trust you even more. It's just not as easy for them. They're not used to expressing themselves. This isn't something they've learned. And you're always on my mind. And I do believe this. You know, I really think that this person thinks about you more than you would ever believe. You know, that this connection is just as intense for them as it is for you. And look, I have so much to say, but when the chance arises, I'm lost for words. And I feel like this is why they're going to reach out in a different way. I feel like they're going to try and communicate something through the written word, through letters, that they're, you know, plucking up the courage to say what they really feel. Yeah, I definitely think you're going to hear from this person. There's going to be some explanation, something that's going to bring you clarity, even if it isn't, you know, a full, I want to say confession, but that's kind of the wrong word, full disclosure. So I really hope that was helpful for you, part 2. Thank you so much for tuning in. There's no extended today, but all of my readings are timeless. They're all separated into playlists. Most of my recent readings have extended, so do go and check them out. There could be something else that helps you. Don't forget to join me on Instagram. You can find me there at happysouls1111. And if you did enjoy today's reading, please do hit the like button. It really helps my channel to grow, and I super duper appreciate it. And if you want to see more videos like this, then hit the subscribe button and we can be friends. And then you can see all my future videos too. Okay, pile 3. You have chosen the Neo Tarot with hexagon quartz. So let's do this. They're a bit stiff to shuffle, these ones. So what is your person thinking and feeling about you, pile 3? What does your person need? What do you need to know about what your person is thinking and feeling about you? We have got the 5 of Wands, the Star, the 8 of Wands in reverse, the 9 of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. We've also got the Page of Wands, the World, the 2 of Swords, the Devil, and the Fool in reverse. And I'm also going to use these cards. These are just some blank cards that I've written messages on myself, so you get to see my scrawly weird handwriting. I have so much to say, but when the chance arises, I am lost for words. My heart is so heavy with the pain of the past. I need time to heal. Everything you have told me has forced me to question my whole reality, and I need time to integrate that. If you knew the real me, you might not feel the same. That's come out for every pile today. The woo-woo stuff really challenges my view of life, so that's also come out today. Oh, there's 2 here, so I'll keep them. I'm grateful for your honesty, but it isn't easy for me to say how I feel, and you are always on my mind. So it's really interesting. We're getting a lot of the same cards out for you guys. So this person is massively avoidant. I feel like you're dealing with a very intimacy avoidant person here that empowers themselves and keeps themselves safe and their ego strong and protected by, you know, being in what I would describe honestly as player energy. We've got the 5 of Wands here, clarified by the Page of Wands, and for me this combination is someone who's playing games. And I don't want you to think that's because they don't feel anything for you. As I said, this is how they protect themselves from really revealing the truth of who they are. This is someone that probably doesn't have long-term relationships, or they may have had before, but has now become very accustomed to the independent single lifestyle. They're very cynical, very bitter about love. And it does say here, my heart is so heavy with the pain of the past and I need time to heal. So it could be that this person's come out of a really difficult relationship and they're free and single. You know, life is a bit more carefree and easy when they're not romantically involved with anyone or intimately connected to someone in that very emotional way. So it feels like this person hides behind this persona of, you know, that charming player energy. They're probably very charismatic, very flirty, very sexy, but when it comes to the emotional depths, they push you away, and they don't, you know, give you any signs, signals, or affirmations of their feelings. And it does say here, I have so much to say, but when the chance arises, I am lost for words. I do feel like this person is scared to open that can of worms. Despite this, they do have this faith in your connection. And you do mean the world to them. You know, I do feel like they often sit and wish they'd met you before their life got so complicated, before they experienced all of this pain. You know, I feel like that it might be for some of you that you had an intimate relationship in youth. I'm picking up childhood sweethearts here, and you both ended up choosing someone else. But this person for sure regrets not having been with you earlier. In their mind, it would have been easier for them to face the depth of this connection when they were younger, before they were burned and shy. So, you know, it just feels like things stagnate in your connection and there's no forward movement. And frankly, this person just cannot decide what it is that they need to do. As I said, their feelings are very deep for you, but they are also very comfortable in their independence and solitude. They don't miss emotional intimacy, they fear it. And so even though this person sees you and they really love you, I do feel that they are constantly in this energy of not actually taking any action. It's like a perpetual indecision that causes, you know, everything to just stand still between you. I'm getting a tremendous amount of frustration from you, the viewer, connected to this, you know, and I feel this may have rumbled on for you two for a really long time. And when you accept them as they are, their friendship, you know, their presence in your life, it can be really magical. And I'm hearing so much fun. This person definitely knows how to have a good time. But, you know, you just become so tired and exasperated with their refusal to actually allow this connection to move outside of the realms of, you know, deeper friendship and fun together. In truth, when this person really turns their mind to matters of the heart, they just feel very, very afraid. And I do feel like this person has more pain than they let on. They may present as the life and soul of the party, someone very jolly, someone very cheerful and confident. But, you know, that's a mask that they wear that they're very good at maintaining. And I think all of us can relate to this idea that we get up, we go to work, we socialise, we put on this happy face, and then we go home, and when we're alone, you know, we feel lost at sea. And this Nine of Swords energy, there's a tremendous amount of anxiety here, and it's clarified by the devil, which to me is obsession. You know, this person is very afraid of how deeply they feel for you, because I feel like they told themselves they would never go there again. And I feel like this person says this to you, you know, with this Page of Pentacles and the Fool in reverse, I feel like they've been quite honest in saying, I'm really sorry, I can't have a relationship, I can't have a new beginning, I'm not ready for that, I'm not in that place. In order to cope with separation from a loved one, we need to realize that spiritually we are always connected to those we love. Neither distance nor time can separate that which is united by love. Now, I do feel that this person feels you with them. And again, that frightens them. The depth of this connection terrifies them. It's an unbreakable bond. I feel like no matter what they do, no matter how much they try and avoid and ignore this connection, they can't really stay away. You are a beautiful and sensitive soul. Love's objective is to help you remember who you truly are, an eternal being of light on a path to ever greater love. And I do believe this is how they see you. And I believe they probably say this to you. You know, I really do think that they've said to you, you deserve best than me, you're amazing, you're an angel, all of these things. And it says here, you are a jewel, even though you may not see it. What you consider imperfect is an illusion. Even in the darkness, you shine eternally bright. This person really holds you in the highest esteem. But there is a deep fear and blockage here. You know, this person was hurt so very badly Their life as a result is so complicated that it just feels easier for them not to move out of that comfort zone. We've got 2 cards about everything you've told me has forced me to question my whole reality, and the woo-woo stuff really challenges my view of life. You know, you probably have explained to this person about your spiritual nature, your spiritual beliefs, perhaps even the spiritual connection that exists between you. And this has come up in all of today's readings, that, you know, there's a fear of accepting and acknowledge that, and it's just very, very challenging. And it does bring up so much regret and so much resentment for them. Again, I keep getting this feeling of, I wish that we'd got together sooner. I wish I wasn't approaching this connection from the energy I'm in now, because it feels impossible. You're always on my mind, every second, every minute, every day. I'm grateful for your honesty, but it isn't as easy for me to say how I feel. So for sure you've communicated your feelings to this person, and indeed it does say here about, you know, this eternal being of light, spiritually being connected, shining eternally bright. They see you. They know that you love them. And I do believe they believe in your love. I'm going to hazard a guess, because this is coming through and it's not going to be right for all of you, but I do think that this person may have been the reason that their only relationship broke down. Because as I said, there's a lot of guilt here. There's a lot of regret. They may have cheated on someone or not valued them, or not been entirely honest, and, you know, or got into relationships with someone that they felt was stable and practical and grounded and looked good on paper, or, you know, and they've ended up hurting this person. There's a lot of shame and regret here. And I think they put you on this pedestal. They see you as being this just beautiful, sensitive being, and they're afraid of hurting you. They're afraid of not being good enough for you. They don't know if they can be faithful to one person. And this is this devil energy as well. This person may have addictions or unhealthy behaviours, coping mechanisms that they know can be destructive and hurtful in relationships, and may have caused previous relationships to break down. I think what's really heartening about this is, as I said, this person does have faith, and they do wish and hope that things can be different. They do see you as their world. So even though they're absolutely not in the energy at all of being able to move forward with this, they're still stuck in this indecision. And there's a lot of healing to be done here of their own wounds. And I'm hearing, as I said, for some of them, the pain they've created, you know, that they have to resolve within themselves. They have to forgive themselves. And they have to learn to trust themselves and trust in their heart to choose for the right reasons. And this is where all this confusion comes from. Let's get some charms for you as well. Right, so we've got, this one came up yesterday and I'd never seen it before. It's an FBI badge, but you've also got the police car. So it could be that one or both of you works in law enforcement, or perhaps this is more representative. Yeah, it's Fox Mulder. Someone showed me in the Facebook group. It's actually to do with the X-Files. But there is a police car here as well. But this could be connected to how this person feels guilty, or perhaps it's just an affirming sign that you needed to receive, because there's connections here to law enforcement. I'll come to those in a minute and we'll dig deeper. We've got I believe, love, the paper aeroplane, yin yang. This is a positive sign. We've got the clock, dusk till dawn, and this teeny tiny one here which says daughter. So either one of you may have a daughter. That's an important consideration in all of this. Perhaps this is connected to the guilt and the shame this person feels, that they've kind of sabotaged their own family through their unhealthy coping mechanisms, unhealthy coping mechanisms or behaviours. But, you know, every second, every minute of every day, this person's thinking about you from dusk until dawn. You are on their mind. You are in them. They feel you with them. They feel that deep connection, that beautiful balance and harmony that exists between you. They believe in you. You know, they believe in all the spiritual stuff, even though it's so hard for them to integrate it and to accept it. But look, for me, this is love contained. There's a lid on that. It's bottled. You know, they're unable to express it. They're unable to release that emotion. As I said, they don't want to open Pandora's box or that can of worms. Once that lid's off, there's no going back. So I do think this person holds back that way. But, you know, for me, this is about trusting the timing. And this came up, I think, for part 1 or 2, I can't remember, but you can see here the numbers that are hidden by these pages are number 1 and 1 to 3. 1 being the energy of the masculine, the magician. 2 being the energy of the high priestess, the feminine, emotional and receptive energy, and 3 being the empress, which 3 combines the 2. 3 equals creation, divine feminine creation. So for me, this is a message about this is your time, and to recognize that this separation does serve you, that important work is happening here. I do think you're going to hear from this person. You know, for me, these are messages of love, this paper aeroplane coming at you. You know, something hidden in the folds of that paper, some message. But I think it's hard for this person. It's hard for them to, it says, I have so much to say, but when the chance arises, I'm lost for words. Let's get some more of these for you. I want you to, and I'm thinking about how to make a move. I dream about you all the time. I can't wait to make my dreams a reality. I'm ready, I'm trying, but I'm scared. Please be patient with me. I mean, there's about 50 cards in this deck, and it's really strange how lots of the same ones have come up in all the piles today. The piles haven't been that dissimilar from one another, so it may really help you to watch the others. There's guilt here. It could be as well, with this being Fox Mulder and a kind of connection to the X-Files, that it's all this kind of woo-woo weird stuff that kind of fascinates them. Maybe this is more about investigating and moving towards understanding and investigating, like doing some detective work to try and understand this, because we have got this, you know, I believe, energy here as well. But yeah, this person, they do think about you. They want to make this a reality. As I said, they've got that hope. You are still their wish fulfillment. I'm thinking about how to make a move, but I just feel like ultimately it's their fear of hurting you that keeps them stuck. It's not just their, I think it's more their fear of hurting you than it is their fear of getting hurt. You know, I don't think this person feels equipped to be in long-term committed relationships. I'm ready, I'm trying, but I'm so scared. Please be patient with me. And this person doesn't want you to give up on them. They do care about you very, very deeply. I do feel really strongly that, you know, there's such a sad feeling with this. As I said, I do feel this person's stuck in the past. They look back and they think, you know, if I'd have done this then, things would be different from what they are now. And that thought alone keeps them so very stuck. And I guess that's what this one means. My heart is so heavy with the pain of the past. I need time to heal. Please be patient with me. Trust that things are moving in the right direction. This is a positive sign, and I really hope some of these funny little charms gave you the affirmation you needed today to accept the messages brought forward for you. I'm sorry there isn't an extended, but do check out my other readings, and thank you so much for tuning in. Please do hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video. It takes 1 second and it means so much to me, because it's how YouTube decide how successful my video is and whether or not to share it with more people. So it really does help my channel to grow. And if you hit that button, I appreciate it so much. And if you would like to see more content like this, then please do subscribe. It's a pleasure to share this journey with you, and I'm so grateful for you tuning in. So lots of love, my friends. I'll see you next time. Bye.